Hello everyone and welcome back to another energy checkup. Yeah, we have very intense energies coming. Probably not this video, but we will probably be looking into it in the next upcoming videos. And what it really has to do with and what I am kind of going to be working with, because I do have a strong connection with Mars energy. On my Vedic astrology, I'm an Aries in Vedic astrology, and I'm a Taurus in Western astrology. I work with both. I don't see one better than the other. But yeah, I do seem to have a lot of Mars in my chart, so it's going to affect me a lot. But when I was doing, when I was channeling just before this, it came up again, and it kind of seemed like it wanted me to talk to you guys about this. So basically what I was picking up from before recording this video, collectively I feel like everybody now just needs to pay attention. This is what I heard: pay attention to the intention. And I didn't really know what that meant, and then I was kind of looking, and my vision was like I was seeing a lot of people just reacting to everything and just being like like a lot of chaotic kind of actual things happening in the world. So I feel like a lot more of the riots are going to happen, a lot more of this kind of chaotic media coverage. It's going to keep going with all of that, but also it's going to happen in your own life with your family, your friends, and things like this. And I keep telling my clients that it's something that they need to be aware of, that is coming in the next couple of weeks, okay? Next week. September 9th is when Mars goes retrograde. So Mars has to do with like taking action, sex, all of these things, like being passionate about things and wanting to win and all of this. So when it's retrograde, it's like all of that just being a little bit chaotic and unstable, and it's just the masculine energy. Mars is more represented by the masculine energy, so you're going to see a lot of things happening in the world that are going to make people be in fear, or just huge. And it couldn't have come at a better time, because it's going to look really bad, but if you are grounded and you're centered in your own energy, this isn't going to affect you. So that's what this reading today, and my intention for the reading is. I also got a new deck, Sacred Self-Love Oracle. I got it for myself because it's super gay and I loved it, but I was like, okay, I'll use it for today as well, because why not talk about self-care and what you should and could do to bring your energy up through this time. Because when Mars is retrograde, it's probably the best time for you to work on yourself and not really get into it with other people, because whatever arguments are going to happen during this Mercury retrograde, or not Mercury, Mars retrograde, arguments happen with that too, but with this Mars retrograde, it's just going to be like, if you are going to argue with someone, nothing's going to be resolved. It's going to make things worse. It's just going to be a disaster. So try not get into it with people, and just be always trying to pay attention to what their intention is. So if someone's trying to argue with you, what is their intention behind it? Are they just trying to prove a point and hear themselves be heard? Or are they just really in fear? Just paying attention to what it is that they're trying to get out, okay? And also then reflecting that back to yourself. So if you are getting into an argument with someone and you're not really knowing why you're getting so emotional and wrapped up in what they are doing and what their views are, take it back and think, okay, what is my intention behind this? And if your intention is not helping you at all, like if you're just trying to argue for the sake of arguing to be right, then that's not a very good way to be trying to get your point across, because you need to know exactly why you want to say things or do things. And this is what we're going to be challenged with next week and the 2 months on, because I think it goes on to the 13th of November. which 13 is a very feminine number, so we're getting kind of funny how that works. Where 9 is the 9th of September is represented by the endings. So we're going to be purging out a lot of things that do not serve us, and then it's going to go direct on the 13th of November. I'm channeling now. So yeah, 13th is a very good number for us. It's a feminine number and it has to do with Vedic astrology as well. Actually, I'm picking that up with the 13th sign and everything. And yeah, we're going into this new kind of transition on the planet, and it has to do very strongly with these next 2 months. So just be aware of the chaos that can and will probably happen. But yeah, this is going to be all about you guys today and what you can focus on for yourself and F everybody else. Okay, so we have, how many decks do I have? I'm not going to show you the decks today. We have 3 decks here, just on my little chair. It's about to fall. I don't usually have anything in front of me, but I didn't want to put the decks here, so I wanted to just leave the table empty. Yeah, so go ahead and choose between one of the numbers between 1 and 3, and we will see you in the timestamps. Hello, group number 1. So I am going to do a little bit of channeling first to just pick up on your energy, and then we will use the tarot deck, and then we will use a few, actually we'll use 1 oracle card as well, just to see what it is that you can work on for this week. So just give me a moment. Okay, I am seeing that either recently or it's something that's coming in to your energy. I'm seeing someone like a male, very friendly looking, very rich looking. He must have a little bit of money or something. But there's just something that I'm like trying to, it's kind of a little bit in my face, this image of the man. He's very charming, very nice face, very nice smile, teeth as well. But I really want to get around him. So that is the first little bit of intimidating energy there. This person doesn't give me an uncomfortable feeling. They just give me a controlling, annoying kind of like, okay, can you back away? So whatever that is, I feel like that's the first thing that you need to just be aware about, because you're having, if there is no man that you can think on, this is just saying that the masculine energy is going to trigger you in some ways, or just really block you in some ways. So paying attention to that. So that would have to do with kind of like the shadow period of Mars retrograde, like this energy kind of already trying to affect you in the beginning of when Mars will go retrograde. Sorry, I keep talking about that, but I just have this come through with my energy recently, so it's going to keep showing up. I really strongly feel here that you haven't had a lot of time to just relax. So the biggest thing, we will see with the cards in a minute, but the self-care cards, but the biggest thing I'm picking up for you is you need a little bit of space energetically. I feel like that a lot of the time there's a lot of either there's a lot of people around you, or there's just a lot of people trying to contact you, and it's a little bit much. So I feel that for some of you, you can't really avoid it, because it just seems like there's people coming in, there's messages going off, there's a phone ringing. I'm hearing a lot of like like noise in the background. So some of you may work in a busy office. I'm just feeling like things are a little bit busy. So now would be the perfect time for you to do, definitely starting a little bit of some sort of meditation routine. So it doesn't have to be like listening to the music in the background that I have here. It literally could just be doing something that you enjoy, that is like reading a book and dedicating time to reading a book, or also dedicating some time to animals. I'm picking that up. So if you have pets, or you're thinking about getting a pet, now would be the good time to do that, because all of your attention will be focused on giving unconditional joy and love to this new little animal, cat or dog, or some of you I'm seeing a turtle, I don't know why. Yeah, picking that up. Also, I'm seeing that there is trapped energy in your joints, and I feel like you need to either do a little bit of yoga or some form of stretching, because my joints feel a little stiff. So yes, just getting your body out. I'm really picking that up for the people who sit at a desk all day. You need to get out and you need to just like stretch a little bit, because it doesn't feel good for what I'm feeling, okay? So that is what I'm picking up. Let's see here. I don't really know what kind of questions I want to ask. Let's just ask about this wealthy man, or first we'll ask for the people that know who this is, this wealthy man. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so he is either interested in what you do and also kind of looks at you as someone who has got potential. So that's why they're kind of in your energy at the minute. They see you as very intriguing and interesting, but the way that she's got her face to the side here, it almost gives me that impression that you are interested, but at the same time, you're kind of not. You're kind of trying to attract, but also I'm not sure if you're ready for some offer. You're ready for it, but I'm not sure if it's that person's, if it has to do with work, I'm not sure if it's that person that you would like to go towards, okay? If it has to do with any romance or anything, I'm not really feeling that now is the right time for my spirit guides are telling me it's not the right time for me to be going into that, just for this week anyway. And for anyone that with masculine energy, okay, we have Ace of Wands. So anyone that has been having a lot of bother or trouble with masculine energy, like getting that like spark to just get up and go, or you're having a lot of people come into your life that just really put you off your track completely. I feel like you are going to find a lot of direction when you do meditation, you do some sort of stretching, and you do things that make you happy. That's when you're going to find this new kind of direction, okay? Because you're being tested and kind of put out of balance at the minute, because you're not paying attention to what's actually going on. You're just saying, oh, this person's doing that, and oh, why are they acting like this? And you're kind of blaming, you're playing the victim here. But the reason that this is happening is because you're not going within. You're not asking yourself, what is it that I really want? What is it that I truly desire? Ace of Wands is about desiring, and what is it that you're passionate about? That's what you need to focus on. So some of you may want a new animal, like I said before. There's something you're passionate about. So you get this new pet, and then you go through the whole next few months of paying all your attention to this pet. Such a great time. I don't normally ever pick that up in readings, but it just feels like some of you need something as a distraction if you aren't overly busy in your life. But if you are busy and you have a lot of work things going on and a lot of controlling power, controlling people that are in your workplace, just know that it probably is going to get a little bit more hectic. So try not focus on that too much, okay? Try and just keep working on yourself. Keep to yourself. Honestly, do not get involved in any drama in your workplace, because it's not the right time. What is this question for? I'm hearing, why have you been stagnant? So, Five of Swords. Okay, so I'm hearing that it's not, you're not really, I don't feel like you really are noticing what, if you are stagnant or not. You're kind of just like, nothing's moving, so it's not me, which is a good thing to look at. I feel that, okay? But also, this is the perfect opportunity for you to change things, okay? So I don't feel like you're thinking too much about things or you're like worried about anything. I don't feel that. I just feel that you just think, I'm comfortable, like whatever, okay? That's your current energy. So I feel like moving into, let's just see how your energy would be if you started to, do some sort of self-care, whatever it may be. Just spending time with yourself as well and with things that really make you happy. So let's just see. King of Pentacles. Like, you're going to be living your best life. You're going to be like in such good mood. And this giving me massive Mars energy here, but it's upright. It's the King of Pentacles. You are going to be like sitting back, watching the news, watching what's going on in the world and being like, this does not affect me and my Zen life, okay? So that's why I'm picking up from that. And I knew that anyway, but it was just kind of to clarify what I felt. So let's now quickly choose my new deck and see what it is, what self-care routine could you kind of start focusing on and maybe you have like let go of or you haven't even tried it out recently. So let's just see what we get. Create art. Okay, so I wasn't really picking that up, but there you go. Some of you want to create some sort of art, so I'm not sure about that. And I don't really want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to pick that up, but that's a little message there for you. I hope you like this. This is a good week to just chillax, relax. Yeah. And if you enjoyed this reading, please leave a comment down below. I am open for private readings as well. If you want, the link is down there too in the description box, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your energy checkup. So, I am first going to channel for a little bit to check up what I'm feeling for your energy, and then I will use the tarot deck and I will pull one oracle card to see what maybe you should focus on for some self-care practices. And yes, so I'm talking a little bit too much. I will be ready in a second. I see someone sitting at a window, and usually what this means for me is that they're looking out bored or they're waiting. Both kind of same energies. Okay, what I'm picking up from this is that there is some sort of situation that you are expecting a specific outcome from, okay? And it's, when I look out the window, it's very wet, damp, rainy, and dull. And whenever weather comes into my psyche, it's kind of telling me that you are putting a damper on things happening the way that you want them to happen because of the forceful energy that you're basically blocking it from coming in, okay? So you're literally waiting there at the window, or you're looking out thinking that things are going to go a certain way, and it's not, you're not getting it, you're not understanding it, is what I'm picking up from this. So the expectations isn't too high here on something that you're thinking about or something that you're focusing your attention on. And it's not that it's not going to happen. I'm not picking that up at all. It's just that you kind of need to just let it go. It's like you jumped on a horse and you expected to be able to understand how to ride a horse and you fell off. Or you're going to fall off. Like you're going to have a small little bit of failure here in order for you to learn your lesson to keep going with it. okay? So it's not that you just have to give up. I don't really feel that. I just feel like slow down, okay? It's like, it keeps showing me horses. So if something has to do with horses, but keep showing me horses as well. So that could be something linked with this. But I'm also seeing like, you know, maybe you can get on top of like a little, you know, a little farm horse instead of getting on a racehorse. Like you just want to get on the best thing that you can to just get going like full on. You just want the chariot kind of energy, actually. That's a good way to put it. You want that, but that's not what I feel is right for you right now. You're not really needing the chariot energy, especially right now. It actually might mean that with the Mars retrograde, somehow you're going to understand through this week of how everything's working and playing out for you. I feel like right now it's just like easy does it, calm down, go back a little bit, take a step back, retreat, and think about what it is that you want. Okay, because like there's so many different situations for people that I don't even actually see anything specific, because some people it's relationship and some people it's career, so I don't want to go too specific with that. Yeah, let me just see, is there anything else I'm picking up? Also, let people have their, I'm hearing freedom of speech, and I'm seeing someone be like very shocked at certain things that people are saying. Like you might be triggered a little bit by what people are saying to other people or what they're saying to you. Just let everyone has their own looks or perceptions on things, and just let them have their freedom of speech. I'm hearing that as well. So just don't interact with that. Because some of this kind of feeling like you failed in something, because that could be, that's in your energy at the minute. So either that's already happened where you feel like you've fallen down and you can't get up, or you're sensing that it's coming. So if you can catch that and change it, it's a good idea to do that now. Like, so if you think that you're going to fail at something, just realize that your expectations are too high and you need to just drop them down a little bit and calm down and take a breather. And then you won't have to fail, okay? Because you've already caught on to the lesson. Oh, okay, that's what was wrong here. So that's what's in your future energy, what I'm picking up, okay? But it doesn't have to go that way. You can shift yourself into a new timeline where it's like, okay, I'm paying attention now to my intentions. See, that I knew that would come back again from the intro. That energy's coming back in. Once you're paying attention and you are being very focused on, okay, exactly what way you want to go, you change everything. And when you are like, when you're needing it, or when you can't wait for it and you're being like, it's like, no. And that's why when I see someone at the window in the house, it's like, it's kind of like you're blocking yourself. Like you could just go out the door and go go towards what you want. But you're sitting there waiting there and being like, it's going to happen. I just have to wait. It's like, no, if you change a few things up and go out and talk to people, get to know what they're doing in their day, and just getting out of your own space for a little bit, I think that's what's needed as well. So let's just see. I don't know what questions I have for that energy. Let's just see how you can, take steps or take a step back. We have the King of Swords. Okay, so I think that has to do with trying to control the situation, like I said. So letting people have their freedom of speech, again, that's coming up. But also I feel like, don't always think that you know everything, because you really don't. It's just being honest here. Nobody really knows everything. Like, there is so many different sides to everyone's argument, and it all has to do with, technology, for example. Technology can be seen as something as evil or something that is, brainwashing everyone, or it can be used in a really good way. And I don't want to go into all that, but it's just an example. It's just like, it's whatever you believe and give power to and don't want to hear what anyone else has to say, you're already damaging yourself. You're already damaging your soul, because you're giving your ego power to this belief that you have, and you're putting it over everything else. So just what I mean by that is like, letting go of things that you believe in is going to be something that you're going to have to learn, because nobody's right and nobody's wrong. We're all just here to learn from each other. So be open to hearing what people have to say, and then make your own judgment on it. Because if you don't hear the other side and where they're coming from, then you don't really have a, I don't know that I was trying to think, so I'm trying to think on a way to say that, but I can't, so I'm going to keep going. Okay, 8 of Wands, I'm really picking up that you're just overly frustrated right now. You are probably a fire sign, or you have like this desire to you just want to get going now. You're just so fed up. I feel like you're fed up with everything that's happened this year. And you're just like, can everything just go back to normal? And it's like, not normal, but like you just want to be able to go and do things and just have a little bit more freedom. And that's what's getting on. That's what you need to let go of. That is what I'm feeling. You need to kind of calm down a bit and just be like, this is a year for reflection. This is a year to just screw all the other plans that I've made for the year. Just take every day as it comes. And I've said that, I think, about at the beginning of the year. Like, this year is just like, take every day as it comes. You wake up. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, what today? What today? What today? Oh, it's actually a fine day. And well, to be honest, when I was saying things like that, I was actually attracting a lot of like chaos in my own life. But now I'm like, I can't, the way I look at my day when I wake up, it's like, okay, let's just do my normal little morning routine, and then I'll see what's kind of happening. Because I was waking up kind of like in fear of like, oh my God, what's going to happen today? And that was my own lesson that I had to learn. But I feel like if you go to bed drained, if you go to bed tired, you're going to wake up with anxiety. And I feel that I'm actually hearing that now, that you're not sleeping very well. Some of you are using caffeine, or you're using some other form of distraction from sleep. So either you're on technology, you're drinking alcohol, you're drinking, I don't feel like it's caffeine. I feel like a lot of you are drinking those energy drinks like Red Bull and stuff like that. That needs to kind of stop as well. And okay, I'm hearing leaving a stressful situation behind. So there's something that you've taken on that is just not good for you, and it's just something that you need to leave behind for now. Strength. Okay, we have strength. This woman is very beautiful, but she's intense. I'm seeing like a woman, I'm not really picking up her. I'm picking up a woman that has red hair, but also she's very dark and mysterious. So I feel like whoever this lady is, and she might not have red hair, she might have brown hair, but like with a tinge of, it has to do with a lady at work. Okay, so there is a lady at work that's probably not going to be giving, if you have been feeling it or sensing it, she's obviously someone who feels like she's on top of you, and she's above you, so she's that kind of energy, and as well she's trying to make you, she's trying to make you work. So she's not a bad person, she's just like, she causes a little bit of stress. That just feels like every manager or person in work, really. So yeah, that's just something to pay attention to. Just leave it behind. Just let her, it's her problem. And she's trying to project her stress on you. So just let her go. Or just quit your job. No, I'm joking, don't do that. Or do whatever you want to do, I don't care. This is for entertainment only. Yeah, let's see what you need to do for yourself. Okay, that was interesting, the way the deck. So I'm going to take the one at the top and the bottom. So a beauty ritual. I feel like that's something that you definitely feel like you don't have time to do. So make time for it. Paint your nails. Brush your hair. Simple, even like that. Something as simple as that. Like, I feel like you're making excuses like, I don't have the time, I don't have the time, I have this to do. And I feel like painting your nails, that takes like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something? I don't know. Like, you do have time. You're saying that you don't have time, okay? Nourish your temple. Okay, I feel like this has to do, I don't know why I'm picking this up, but I think this has to do with time of the month as well for some of you. So just giving, you may have that this week, and you're like feeling like maybe you're not ready for it. You just really don't want it to happen because it's not the right time, work-wise or just energy-wise. You just feel like, oh, if that would happen, that would just make everything worse. Okay, so really taking the time to look after your body and just give it the rest that it needs. Okay, that's what I'm hearing for you for this week. Group number 2, that was a lot coming in and a lot of just taking some time to relax a bit. So yeah, I feel like with this combination, a lot of sacral chakra here, because with the beauty ritual is sacral, and then with the way that she's pointing towards her womb area, I'm feeling like that's something that you need to focus on for this week. Also drink plenty of water, keep hydrated, and stop drinking stuff that's not good for you. Okay? For this week anyway, I don't think you have to stop completely. I don't say what people have to do with their life, but for right now, it's just not really agreeing with you if you are doing those things. So yes, that is all I have for you. If you like this reading, leave a comment down below, and I am open for personal readings as well, private readings. The link is down below. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your energy checkup. So beforehand, I'm going to channel, and then I will pull some cards from the tarot deck, and I will pull a card from the oracle deck to see what self-care routine you can pick up maybe for this week or the weeks to come. And yeah, so let me just begin. So let me go for a second. Ooh. I've never had that before. I've never ever had that before. I smell problems in the bowel. Like, I got fart smell. I'm sorry, guys. I've never had that. And I did not fart myself, so it's not my own. I'm quite embarrassed because I'm like, it was just a very subtle, quick, and it went up my nose, and it was like, whoa. So I feel like some of you have some intestine, gut problems that you probably need a little bit of, I would say, okay, I'm definitely picking up here that you need to consult a nutritionist, or maybe looking up, I wouldn't really, I'm not feeling that as much. I'm feeling maybe you do, or you are following a specific program, or you're just even wanting to get healthy, but okay, I'm hearing some of you have started a new diet, and the farting and everything is because of you're eating healthier foods, and that's okay, whatever. But also I'm feeling like, I'm hearing my spirits tell me that some people need to pay attention to this. Because what's happening in their body right now is a sign that they need to change their diet. There is something that that's not agreeing with them. Yeah, okay. I want to go with the image that I saw. So hold on, I'm trying to bring that back. Okay, interesting. I've seen a golden like trophy and it was knocked over. Okay. And there was people. Yeah, well, it's highlighting one person who's running towards it. Okay, so I feel like you're running towards a goal, and it has to do with fortune and finances. So here's where we're being brought to in what I picked up. I feel like you are on the right path with your finances, but right now I feel like it's time to just try and not focus too much on that, because I am picking up that you're blocking it. Because, okay, making a lot of sense here now. Your health is your wealth, is what I'm picking up. So you've kind of now neglected your own health because of your wealth, okay? Or your focus towards wealth, okay? I really feel like a lot of you as well aren't really eating enough. So you're probably getting cramps because like all that's really in there is like bacteria that's just kind of like making you feel sick as well. Like I feel like anytime you eat, that bacteria is just eating at your nutrients and trying to, yeah. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, this is weird. Sorry. Okay, I'm getting the same image again of like the trophy, and then now it's coming in as well that, so anytime you get food, it's like to the bacteria, like, oh, this is a trophy. So they're going at it. So I feel like you have some of you, so if you haven't got these farting issues or stomach problems, just let that go. But this is a message that's needed for some people. You really need to get your gut checked. You really need to get your health back on track again, because a lot of people have already been noticing this and they've already made a change. Probably some of you like a couple of months back when the whole pandemic thing started, I feel like you changed your diet then. Now it's like the second wave is coming, so whoever else here has been feeling this, it's like now your time to work on your health a little bit more, okay? I'm also seeing that there needs to be a shift and a change in direction on spiritual teachers, or some of you may as well be getting like help from a psychologist or something like that, and I'm feeling that they're not really vibing with you anymore, and that's okay, and you can change to someone else, okay? So if you are with a tarot reader, you can change to someone else. You don't have to dedicate your whole life to one particular tarot reader or one particular consultant. Okay, so whatever guilt or whatever feelings you have about having to change, that's just because you're used to them and you don't want to leave them. It's nothing to do with them. It's to do with yourself. You're making it about you. They probably won't even notice. They're probably busy and they probably have so many other people coming to them as well. So just don't feel bad about having to let certain things go or whatever that may be. It's just like whoever has been helping you or whoever has been a mentor to you, it's like there's someone better for you now because you've learned a lot more than probably where they're at. You're learning a different kind of style, and that's what I'm picking up for you. It's like there's a new mentor there for you waiting in the abyss, but you just have to let them in. And by letting them in, you have to completely cut off the other person or just say that you want to stop. You're focusing on yourself for right now. I know they're helping you with that But yeah, I'll leave that there with you. Okay, so let's see what we have. Did I fix this deck? Okay, I didn't. So they're all, usually I fix all the cards upright and if they come out reversed. But for some reason this deck did not want to be that way. So we'll just roll with it. What do I want to ask? How, what? Trying to hear. Oh my god, I can't even get those cards. Look how red my face is. I'm feeling here that there is a little bit of competition in the workplace, or there is competition in your field of work, okay? And with the Knight of Cups, I feel like you cannot let your emotions charge the reaction to what is going on in whatever it is that you're focused on and passionate about, okay? Because I feel like I heard before the cards fell, like, how many times do we have to keep teaching you this lesson? So, and then I was trying to think on a way to answer the question, and just the way that the cards have fallen, it's like they don't want you, whoa, I look so red. They don't want you to be sitting there thinking about things and wasting your time on what that person said and what this person said and da 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 da, when you can just really just focus on yourself and not let your emotions get involved. Because like, I feel like with this Knight of Cups, it's like you can really just go past this easily when you are in touch with your own emotions and you know what your emotions are saying to you in that moment, okay? So rather than reacting, just feel it, say to yourself, okay, why is that coming up? And then be like, okay, that's not my problem, that's their problem. Because a lot of the times we react to stuff that's going on that's not our business at all. If it's not your business, stay out of it, okay? Well, I'm hearing. Yeah, because that might have come across as a bit like, but that's, my spirit guides are kind of giving it to me like they're fed up, like fed up with this, because it's like, this has happened a few times where you've given your power away to other people. You're letting them, you know, we have the Wheel of Fortune, like everything that I was thinking. It's like, this is coming around again, and it's just like, it's like this lesson came around probably recently, or it's going to come around again, and now you're going to have to be switched on and be like, okay, remember this reading and be like, okay, I'm not going to feed myself or into that. And your luck will soon change. You will soon notice that you're living in a different kind of life and timeline where you're like, this is what it's like to have no one bother me when I don't get involved in stuff. So cutting out the drama, cutting out the loaded questions. I feel like people ask you a lot of like loaded questions where it's like they're trying to trigger you a little bit. So just notice what questions people are asking, and a way to deflect that is ask a question back. What do you mean by that? Or could you elaborate? Or could you please piss off? Sorry. But literally, like, you don't have to deal with it, okay? That's what I'm picking up. Anything else? I feel like you're having a lot of problems with people around you, so yeah. Two of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of things that are happening that is two-sided. It's like two-sided arguments happening with everything in your life. I feel like this is an overall energy, just because I don't know why I'm feeling that the reversal of the Two of Pentacles feels like it's more than just like your material wealth and all of that. It's like everything out. It's like the 3D, like consciousness has that split, you know, the 3D and the 5D, and you're kind of like probably in the 4D trying to figure everything out. So I think that your nutrition and your spirituality is something that you really need to focus on and use your discernment massively with everything in regards to those two topics, because some people are going to tell you that you need to drink collagen, or you need to, you know, drink or take turmeric and all of this, and like that's all good and fine, like, but you need to know what your own body wants. Like I've heard people talk about CBD oil, and I tried it and it just didn't agree with me because yeah, I want to go into that, but it just didn't agree with me. So everybody's different. I know the benefits of CBD oil and I know the benefits of it, but yeah, it just never agreed with me. Either does weed. Like I smoked weed way back in the day. It just really didn't agree with me. So it makes kind of sense. It's just probably some kind of like chemical in that, I don't know, that just doesn't agree with me. So know your own body, and not everyone's opinion is right. Yeah, using your discernment is massive here. Let me just see with your nutrition. I feel like it's getting better, so let's see. 9 of Cups. Okay, so with that, it's exactly what I felt. It's like you molding your own body. It's like I'm seeing this as like a silhouette of someone's body. Like know your own body, know how your own body works, and know what your body likes. Okay? That's what that is. And I feel like loving your own body as well, and noticing that everyone has a different shape, okay? Everyone has a different shape. So respect your body. And I'm also feeling like looking back at how far you've come, because you've really manifested a lot health-wise. You just haven't paid attention to it. So I'd just like to point that out for some of you. You've come a long way, health-wise. Maybe some of you have a lot, your skin's more bright or something along those lines. I don't know, but yeah. Let's see what, I feel like picking 2 for you. So that's what I'm gonna do. I know why I've been wanting to pick 2. 1 for your 3D, 1 for your like spirituality, like 5D. Okay. So let's do 3D first. What can you do that is like 3D? Build strength. Okay, so it's getting a workout going. I'm actually seeing boxing, boxercise, or some sort of like workout class that's like driven to like motivate you. So having some sort of a coach that's really like da-da, and not just like watching someone on YouTube doing a workout. I think you need the actual push from someone who's like, keep going, keep going. I feel like that would really work well for you. And that's a very 3D thing, because you're building your muscles, you're building your strength. Also, I feel like some of you would really like doing some sort of like, what do they call it? Like, you know, forgot the name. You know, those are like things that it's completely gone. I remembered it. Like Tai Chi, but not Tai Chi. Like being able to defend yourself. You know, I don't know what it is. What is it called? I used to do it. Why is it completely blanked? Hold on. Jiu-Jitsu. That's it. Thank you. Okay, so let's do a 5D. By the way, what I just did there is something that I have recently discovered. Whenever you forget, a lot of our memory recently, a lot of people will be forgetting things, and that is normal. That is like part of this like awakening where our memory's really bad, but you have it all there. You just have to or not ground yourself. It's more like just like being like completely in 0 point and just waiting for it to come and go pop into your head. So I just did that there on camera for the first time ever. I don't always remember to do that. Ah! Sorry. Group 3, this has been a very interesting reading. It's very all kind of over the place today. I'm sweating a lot, so I can't wait to go have a drink of water after this. But what was I saying? Yeah, you can, instead of trying to retrace your steps and trying to like remember like where I put something, or yeah, you can literally just center yourself and then the memory will come back, as long as you trust it and as long as you trust yourself to be able to do this. It's something that I'm not sure if everyone can do it, but I've been working with that a lot. Like if I forget something or someone's name or something, I just go whoo, and it just pops back in, because I'm asking my spirit guides to just give it to me. And it's been really nice to have that kind of ability. But yeah, jiu-jitsu. I feel like some of you would like to do that. Okay, what is something that you can do that is more 5D or works and helps you with your 5D? Spending time with friends. Okay, I feel like you have a really good circle of friends that are open to talking about, you know, higher consciousness like topics and conversations. Okay, so I feel like that is something that you're going to need to start trying to arrange more time with people and friends, because you have a lot of people who want to talk about things that you are interested in as well. So whoever your soul tribe is, focus on spending more time with them, because the conversations that you will have will bring everything up to the surface of you trying to figure things out. And you're going to hear things like what someone's doing in their health, and a spiritual person that this person's following, and it's going to come like that, and then it's going to bring you up higher and higher until you can't even go any further. I'm joking. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a comment down below, and I am open to doing private readings, and the link is down in the description below, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye.